If there's one thing that you can take from self-improvement and apply to your life right now, it's that you need to love being alone. You need to learn to love being alone and doing things alone. I'm not sitting here and telling you that social interaction is not important, developing friendships, relationships isn't important, cultivating those same friendships and relationships isn't important. I'm not trying to say any of that. But at the same time, you do need to learn to love yourself and be able to be in the presence of your own company and just do things in the outside world by yourself without having to have anybody there with you or help you. You can't wait for other people to tag along to really start doing the things you like. Just go out there and pursue the things that you really love, that you really like by yourself. I know it can be scary. I know sometimes it's hard, it's frightening, especially if you're somebody that's kind of had people around them their whole lives, had support, had your hand held throughout most of life. You didn't really have to learn things on your own. You always had people teach you things or learn things from people, or you always had the privilege of company around you. You have to learn to be able to do things by yourself. The only things you should do is incorporate them into what you're already doing. And this especially applies to relationships, because I know a lot of people that won't do certain things, won't go out to certain places, won't try certain activities just because they don't have anybody to do it with, quote unquote, right? Some things are more understandable, right? You're not going to go out to a fancy dinner by yourself and buy a super expensive steak dinner and sit there alone, right? That's understandable. You're not going to do that by yourself. It's probably not smart to do that by yourself, and you're probably not going to get as much enjoyment out of it. But no woman is going to want to be with somebody that doesn't do anything outside of her, literally and figuratively, and doesn't do anything without her. She wants to come into your life because it's already exciting. You already have things going for you. You have hobbies. You can incorporate her into these hobbies. You can do these things together. You could say, hey, I'm going on a hike this weekend. You should come with me. You need to do these things regardless of if somebody's going to accompany you or not. And you need to pretty much frame your life that way. Now, I'm not saying if this girl doesn't want to do the thing that you offered her to do, you say F you and go do it by yourself. Like, you can make a compromise and find something else. But generally, you should have things that you want to do and that you already do and that you will continue to do whether she's in your life or not in your life. You need to find your hobbies, find your interests beforehand, and then when new people come into your life, you want to attract somebody new, you want to attract a relationship, you integrate them into your hobbies if you so choose to do so and if they want to, instead of you waiting to do these hobbies with that person and finding someone to do those things with. Not only will you be developing skills for yourself, will you be developing your personality, getting hobbies outside of other people, but you're also going to have prior knowledge and experience beforehand so that when you go do these things with other people, you're going to be like the expert in that situation and know what to do, right? Let's say you want to go fishing. You're very into fishing and you like to go fishing, right? You shouldn't wait for your friends to agree or a girl to agree to go fishing, right? I'm not saying you got to do this all the time. You not got to do this every single day, every single weekend even, but you should go out there a couple times and get a feel for it before you even invite people to go out there. You'll have prior experience beforehand, prior knowledge that you can guide the people that you bring along with on these activities with you. You can kind of help them. You're going to look a lot smarter, a lot more knowledgeable, right? You're going to look a lot more experienced and like you know what you're doing. And let me be frank with you guys. I faced this problem and you may face this problem too. Some of the things you may want to do, some of the things you're interested in, like for example, gardening or something like that, your friends may not want to do that stuff. Or your friends may not be trying to build the same skills you're trying to build. So you won't even be able to do it with anybody. So you may have to just rock out by yourself doing that activity. You shouldn't stop doing it because nobody wants to do it with you. You should just figure out a way to do it on your own or meet new people in that area that would like to do it with you. And this is going to be especially evident if you're somebody who's changing yourself as a person, you're growing as a person, you're building good, healthy, productive habits. If your friends are not really the type of people who are super into self-improvement, being productive, really trying to actively better themselves on a daily basis, especially not to the level you're at, they're going to have to get used to the new you and the new habits. And some of them will come around, some of them will want to join you. You may be able to convince some of them to get on a self-improvement, which I also have a video on, linked in the description below. But not all of them are going to want to do it. Not all of them are going to want to do these productive habits that you picked up, especially things that are difficult like going to the gym or reading. Like some of them may be just stubborn no matter how much you try to convince them, and that's okay. You shouldn't stop doing these things just because some of your friends don't want to go. Still do them for yourself, especially if you love them and find passion in them. And even outside of hobbies and personal activities, even things just that you need to do, scheduling doctor's appointments, going to the dentist, right? Fixing up your car. You don't want to have your hand held throughout the entire time of your life. You don't want to have to rely on your parents, rely on somebody else. You need to figure some of these things out by yourself. Doing your taxes. And I'm not saying you got to be expert at these things. There are obviously people you can hire to help you with various things, and if you're a busy person, you might not even have time for that, but you need to know a little bit about all these various things, how to do them, how to handle them, at least enough to know that if you hire somebody to do it, when you're going to get scammed or not, or if they're being fair, or what, just general knowledge about everything. And in order to be able to do that, you have to go out and do things on your own, right? You have to go and schedule these doctor's appointments. You have to go and get your car fixed by yourself. And again, you can get help from other people. I'm not saying that you have to learn to do the whole process on your own, but you need to have some basic knowledge. You need to have a starting point. And you need to learn, how to start with these things. Somebody can always help you. Somebody can always make things easier for you. But if you don't even know where to start, if you don't know what you're doing, what you're looking at, and you need your hand held through life with everything that you do, it's going to be a big problem. Again, I'm not telling you guys to neglect your friends and feel like you have to do things without them and not reach out to them or anything like that. You definitely want to surround yourself with people that can help you and make life easier for you. But at the same time, you should want to know how to do things by yourself to a certain degree, right? You don't want to have to rely on everybody else. You don't want to have to feel like as soon as you meet the first point of uncomfortability or struggle, you have to call somebody up to help you because you have no idea what to do, right? Develop some basic level of knowledge on everything that you need to know in life, right? Things I mentioned, like going to the doctor's, taxes, your car, whatever it is that, I don't know, everybody has different things in their own situations, but you need to know what it is in your situation and know how to do it. Know how to do it at a basic level and, really accept that challenge and embrace it. That's how you become independent. That's how you become your own man. That's how you truly become what these red pillars call alpha. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mental health. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Hey.